Guys, what is up? Back at you once again. It is your boy, Chin, that freaking Mark. And before I get started with this here, nut busting, I just gonna hydrate real fast. So, hold on, slow your roll. Starting off this here episode of NXT, we have a semifinals match in the Dusty Rhodes Classic. It is going to be Mustache Mountain versus the Forgotten Sons, and it's a match with Mustache Mountain, so you can expect some hard hits. Trent Seven was selling his knee because, you know, that is the spot that he has to sell. But don't even worry about it because Tyler Bate's there. He's double fireman spinning people around like it's nobody's business. With all the effort though, Forgotten Sons still pulled out the win, and in Morrow's own words, it was probably by far the biggest win for the Forgotten Sons this far. Next up, we are going to take a break from the Dusty Rhodes Classic to have ourselves a match between Io Shirai and Bianca Belair, with Shayna Baszler on commentary, and son of a bitch, this match had just about everything. It had some moonsaults, it had some springboards, it had some hair whips, and you know what? Shayna Baszler wasn't really digging this whole thing that was going on in front of her, so you know what happens? That is right, dick move of the night, going to Shayna Baszler. She just comes down and breaks this shit up for no reason. She was just like, I'm mildly threatened by this competition that is going on in front of me, so I must crush. And that is exactly what she did. And here we are, just cruising our way through another episode of the Graps. It is going to be the other semifinals match in the Dusty Rhodes Classic. Aleister Black and Ricochet versus DIY. And I mean, obviously this match was going to have a lot of kicks, flips, mid-air reversals. It had exactly all of those things. Towards the end of the match, there was a pretty gnarly brawl on the outside and apron area where they were just kind of hitting some big moves all throughout. And there was a classic DIY double submission finisher. It wasn't the finisher though, because Ricochet broke it up with a Death Valley driver, and it was fantastic. At a point in the match, Johnny Wrestling is on the outside of the ring just selling his knee, and that was a bad call because it just led to the end of the match being that Ricochet did his 630, 605, 603, whatever ridiculous rotation it was for the win, making it the Forgotten Sons and Aleister Black and Ricochet in the finals for the Dusty Rhodes Classic at TakeOver, and that's just gonna be an awesome match. I really hope that Aleister Black and Ricochet end up winning the bitch. After the match is done, we have Tommaso Ciampa and Candice LeRae helping Johnny Wrestling out because his knee is very injured. And you know what happens? Tommaso Ciampa goes to toss Johnny Wrestling into the ring to do a classic DIY breakup, and Johnny Wrestling was way too smart to that shit. Reversed him. It's the comeback of Johnny Wrestling. Feel good moment. That was a very, very short-lived DIY reunion. And there we go, another episode of NXT in a nutshell there for you. And now you have it, and you know how to digest it. But you know what, here's the important part. We gotta take a look at it. Is it some shat? Is it some crap grabs? Is it dece? Is it, you know, not too shabby? Or are the graps happening? That is the real question. Well, let's look at it here. We had 3 matches that were all just solid as fuck, 2 Dusty Rhodes qualifiers, and even though the women's match got broken up by Shayna Baszler just being selfish, it was still a really good match prior to that happening. So, with that being said, Happenin' Graps is going to be the verdict this time around. Once again, it has been your boy, Chin, that freaking Mark, here talking about wrestling. Mania's coming up, TakeOver's coming up, shit's gonna be lit. Hell yeah, brother. See you next time. Diggity was sick, by the way. Deuces!